actually December 8th, year prior. And I just realized that like yesterday, day before. But he was super happy, like dancing around, doing his thing. But this, to go back to what we were talking about, he stopped playing Red Dead Redemption because you guys would follow him, and he would have like a whole like yeehaw cowboys of like gang like squad, and like could never actually play real life because you guys would be like down as fuck for him and kill everyone before you could do anything. So yeah, that's the only reason why he stopped playing that, and that's why it made me giggle, because it was at that moment then he was like, I can't. He's like, I love you guys. I'm done. I can't. And that's when he stopped playing that. But you know him and his fucking Switch. Like, this man owned 87 Switches.
He bought every single. Well, first of all, we all had Switches. I have a Switch. I don't even play it, but I have one.
He would buy me. He's like, Allie, you and me got the same one. So like, we got it, and I'm like, no, I'm only gonna play like if it's like Donkey Kong or if it's like Spyro. Like I only like Donkey Kong or Spyro or whatever the fuck, you know what I mean, they're called. And in my thing right now, I don't know if I have it on me, is Spyro, because that's the last thing I was playing. And for him, he has in there, and it's Skate that was in there. I had the last time I had, you know what I mean, like it was Skate, and I was like, wow, of course. But yeah, this man owned everything. Like
he owned every system you could own, and
every system,
multiple,
like times 5.
I was like, if we were like, I remember one time we were in Texas, and he's like, I want to play PlayStation, and I was like, all right, where do we get a PlayStation? He's like, go buy one. I'm like, all right, I gotta find a Walmart. The Walmart was like an hour away. I drove an hour in the middle of the night. Drove an hour to buy a PlayStation 4. I drove back, and or maybe it was Chicago, or was it Texas? I don't know. I remember I was with Glove Jake too. Me and Jake, Walmart.
It probably was in New York, because Texas, I like personally, I remember like what me and him were going through in Texas, and let's just say he was in trouble.
It might have been in Chicago.
It probably was Chicago.
I remember I was with Glow Up Jake, but I don't know, because we were on tour all over the place, and Jake was around, so I don't remember which one it was.
Yeah, no.
But it was one of those.
Texas was when Gibby was sleeping on the couch of the tour bus, so I don't think it was then. Like we didn't do it. I remember I went to go shopping at one point, like because he needed clothes, and I needed to get him clothes, and then I had found some lean, and I was like, I went the fuck off on him, and that was, you know how that goes. And then he was like, I'm sorry, and then like, we're in the fucking back, just sitting there and being there, and like not moving. I remember we didn't even go up to the fucking hotel like until super like. I don't think we stayed in the tour bus because he was just so like mad at himself that he got caught, and that he was like because I wouldn't get mad at him, I'd just be disappointed, you know. And then that's how I would get like, he would also don't realize the way I talk, and when I speak, I mean what I say, and when I speak to you, I'm not like just going like no, I'm running my mouth because I don't fucking and I'm like, no, I'm disappointed because and it like kind of hits home and like takes you like a mom would. And I don't mean to do that, but that's just how I talk. No. And Jared knew that about me, and like really long, like in the long run, like was like he would always tell me, like, you know, he's always like, Allie, before he passed, he's like, Allie, just talk. And, like, fans, everyone, speak to them, because when you speak, I'm able to understand something, whether I'm upset about it, whether I'm wrong, whether I'm right, whatever it is. You taught me in like 2 seconds, where that person was saying the same thing next to you for the past 3 hours, and I didn't get it. And he would always like just speak, because the way that you speak is very empowering or whatever. So now that's why, you guys, I don't come on here, or I do. When I do, I either say something and everyone's like, she's like super fucking crazy or high or out of key and not making sense, and I'm like, no, you just literally entered the chat at the wrong time, or like aren't understanding the whole point of it. because, yeah, I'm not a mean person. I just care a lot. And I have
you would get scared.
6 boys around me that I had to care for, and I'm like, be good.
Yeah, no, he would instantly group chat me and Sean. Allie found this. You got to take the blame for me. I'm like, whatever.
And I'm not stupid, so I would know.
I know you're not stupid, but I'm just like.
And I would have to play dumb because I'm like, all right, because I didn't want him to feel any, like, Jared would be complete. As soon as I knew, it's not like he would, like, try to be like, he'd be like, oh, it's so-and-so's. And I'm like, but Jared, please just don't have it even around you. You know what I mean? Like, because I already knew that. Like, as soon as I knew that it was around him, I knew that it would be, like, a thing that he was doing. And it's not going to be around you if you're not doing it. Like, but, I mean, it would, and he would always be like, afterwards, he'd be like, God, like, fucking tells you. And I'm like, what do you, like, because I remember the one time, do you remember the one time? I think you're at the house, but you weren't during the moment. It was, like, one of the mornings we had stayed up early, like, got, like, donuts, all this shit, left it out. Jared went, and he was like, oh, Allie, I'm gonna go grab a drink. And he, like, you know, our room, kitchen, and then the studio. And then I remember he was taking a fucking minute. Like, and this is the second drink he went to go get. Like, and I'm like, something is just telling, and I was worried. It wasn't even like, oh, I'm going to catch him doing something sneaky. Like, I was like, maybe, like, something had I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, maybe he just was in there talking to Max, like, and fell asleep or what. I didn't know. I didn't know who was in the, I didn't know. Come to find out, I'm like, I'm getting up. I'm going to go see him in the, maybe he can't find the cup. You know me, I would have, like, all these different kinds of cups and shit like that. Like, so, you know, I'm obsessed with sippy cups and stuff. So I'm like, maybe he's trying to find a certain cap or top. Like, let me help him. I didn't know. All I knew was I was like, I got to get up and go in there. I went into the kitchen. He wasn't in there. Saw the fucking studio door open. And I was like, and I didn't hear Max screaming. Max would, like, scare me when he would play fucking Call of Duty. Like,
yelling.
Silent. And then it'd literally be like, fuck, watch out. And I'm like, my nigga, is someone jumping into, like, is someone, like, robbing us in the house? Like, get the gun. Like, what's going on? I'm scared. Like, SOS. Like, I'm scared. And he would do that all the time. Like, he would apologize all the time to me. But I walked into the studio and I just, like, I have to act it out because he was so pure that I, like, felt bad knowing what I knew at that moment. It'd be like, let me put my seat down so you guys can see. Literally, Jared had his little, like, bottle, right? And it was smaller than, it was like, that's his drink that he was bringing into the room. And he had, like, a little thing like this, you know, a little thing like this of, you guys can't see, of, like, lean. And this is his soda can or whatever. And he had it in a fucking, like, we'd always do sippy cups. Like, when it was my time, we'd sippy cup it out. So I'm not seeing, but all I see is literally this open and him pouring, like, and I just see it. And I'm, like, at the door, like, steady, like, watching him pour it. Like, I let him pour it. And I was like, you thought. And he was like, Lotti. And I was like, no, you're good. I'm going to go. I already done told you. Like, I already done told you. I'm good. I'm going to go. Even though, guys, you couldn't pay me to leave. Everyone knew. You couldn't fucking, I would say I would leave and I would start packing and would not. It was just to teach him a lesson to not do it. And I wouldn't be ignorant or anything while I was doing it. I'd literally just be like, babe, like, I told you I just don't want to be around you when you're doing that. Like, I can't do it. You know what I mean? Like, I can't do that. Like, I let certain things go. Like, I understand or this or that, but it is 8, 9 in the morning. This should not be going on at all. There's no excuse. You know what I mean? So, like, I was like, this is not, and then you're lying to, like, it would be different if, like, you're in front of me so I know what's going on. I can watch you. I can see as time goes, if you're high, if you're not high, what you're doing, but you're literally, we're watching fucking Yu-Gi-Oh! and you're sneaking out, telling me you're gonna go get like cookies and a drink and a donut for me, and you're taking 20 minutes, and now it's because you're in here trying to fucking pour it in perfectly because it's such a small like sippy cup top, you know what I mean? And I'm like, no. And then he would be like, they throw it all away, and yeah, and then he would stop. And that was like the one time he took a really long
He
like
did go
where
long
even though you guys would like, I find out, guys, now for the fans who are in here, like, Allie fucking sucks. Literally I found this out after like he passed away. Literally, you can ask Chris and anyone here. They came up to me after he passed away and told me about these things. I had no idea and literally thought I knew everything. And in every way, it seemed like I did. Like, it literally did. There was just, it, I thought I had everything on lock. I thought everyone was good. And then it was like, no, you didn't know about this, or you didn't know about this. But, and like, damn, I knew he looked like, but I had no proof, or I had no, not even proof, like, or to blame it on someone. Like, I was like, no, I had no clue that this could be going on because he was on such like a long already pause of doing, you know what I mean?
The
So
league really cut down a lot. We really
no, I know. After that day, because that day
especially
I saw him so
I remember
purely, it was like God sent, and he was like, you know how he is about God. He's like, oh no, that was from God. Like, I gotta stop. So yeah, he stopped for a really long time, and then it was like to the point that I remember I wouldn't even, to the point that I would sometimes believe him, because even if he was drinking something that he wouldn't get to the point where it was a problem.
Because at that point he would be like, you have to go pour it up, and I would lie to him.
Exactly.
About how much I gave.
We were all like at that time like intertwining,
I was straight up like, I'm like, and I used to tell him like, yo, bro, I don't want to get in trouble by Allie. I go, if Allie catches me pouring you up, I'm like, I'm kicked out. There ain't nothing you can do to save me. And you're like, you know that. And he's like,
everyone,
don't worry, I got you. I'm like, bro.
But like, so everyone knows here, like, it was like in a good way. Yeah. That I would like, it wasn't like, oh, I'm kicking everyone out because fuck everyone. It's like, no, everyone come please be here. He wants everyone around. I want you around. I'm literally going to go and hang out in the room and be in the room all day and be like with my friends, like on FaceTime, and that's it. And like, other than that, hang out with him, please. He like literally would be like, he was such a little like pure soul. He would like call you up, Chris, and be like, do you want to have a sleepover? Like, that's and literally Chris would come sleep in our room with us. Like, nothing. It was nothing. That's how it would happen. If Yosh was over at that point in time, Yosh, come in the room and hang out with us. And literally me, him, and Yosh were sleeping. It was that we were children. We were all children when we got to be home. And like, so it wasn't like when people say like, oh, I was scared of like getting in trouble by Allie. Like, don't think I was like fucking
no, I mean, I know
military.
It's like
I just was like very on, but it would be the same like for you. It'd be like, no, Chris, I care about you too much. Like, knock it off too.
You know what I always said too, because it made me stop drinking it too. So you know what I mean. So like,
and that was the whole point. It was, and it's difficult. And I would always scream it. What did I say? I would always scream. I was like, there's too many energies in this house. Like, I would get so mad at certain points because not because of you or like, but other people would admit they'd be in the house, and it was just like, you guys aren't the right people here. You guys don't care. Or you're not here for a long enough time to care about what really is going on and how we're trying to still let Jared be him and be like his full potential and everything he wants to do. And again, everyone has to realize I would sit there. I've asked him, why do you do this drug? Like, because in my head, dude, I like the way that he would work. Like, you must be doing cocaine. Like, hi, I'll do cocaine with you. Like, like what? Like, no. Percocets. Why? How are you getting out shit so fucking fast off perks when everyone else in here is drooling, slumped, and you are just talking as much as I'm talking right now? How I don't shut up. That's Jared. 24/7. Whether he was talking or whether he was fucking rapping. And he was off perk. So I'm like, how is this working? And he'd be like, literally, Allie, it slows my brain down so that everyone else can understand me. And that's why he would, that was his reasoning for doing Percocets. So in a way, it was like, I know that this is his like time for his like diary per se. You know what I mean? Like for him to get everything out. If he wants to get everything out and he can't, it's like, imagine like me like having tape over my mouth. I can't fucking speak. Or like me not having I just have a fist for a hand. It's like I can't write in my diary because it's not work. You know what I mean? Like and then he's like, I need to take this so that it comes out how you guys can hear, because in my head it's going 85 miles per hour times like 8,000. You know what I mean? And then I take a perk and then it's like da 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 da, and now still we have to sit here and look up, like not me or you, but people have to look up the lyrics to get it, or to get the actual point of the bar or the song, or they like miss it because it's so catchy and it's so like still, because the lyrics are there, they just don't hear it right away, deep and like relatable.
And it's like people like to say no one listened, and I go, and I learned off right away, early. People were there trying to do something about it before I was really even a big part of the group. Because I was hanging out one morning when we finished recording. It was in the first house we were at, the one with the 3 stories.
And I would get hella pissed.
But it was just me, Max, and him upstairs, and we were like just about done recording. And Max like turned and looked at him and goes, "Bro, I've been reading your Twitter. You good? Like, you want to talk about anything?" Like we were there. Like, we were like, and that's when I learned early on, like, oh,
no, I know.
okay, we really got to check on this kid. You know what I mean? Like, we got to,
right.
Like, and Max was like, "You good? Like, you want to talk about anything?" And he's like, nah, I'm just putting that out there for the fans, this type of shit, whatever, like image, blah, 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 is what he said. But like,
no, yeah, no, that would be, it would be like, because at that point in time, and I'll come clean with this, probably like a lot. I mean, I don't even know. You like, again, we had just met you then, and then that wasn't even when you became best friends with us. Like, you know, it was a little bit, maybe like maybe a month at tops later. You know what I mean? But in that moment that you're talking about there, I had found, we had just got back from being on the East Coast, and I had found out my grandma had cancer again. And this, you know, like my grandma's like my only thing, and literally has had cancer, stage 4, stage 5, this, that, 4 different times. So this was like the 4th time. My mom came. I didn't even know she was coming. Jared called her. Like, this all came out of the blue. I only drank then. I didn't do anything but drink. Like, I was not gonna lie, alcoholic, literally, like